So I was 18 years old and I was taking my first flight in my adult life because I have not been on a plane since I was a child and I don't remember it really at all. And planes give me a lot of anxiety. So I was sitting in this claustrophobic airplane for like an hour and 30 minutes. And I was just trying to make my way to the happiest place on earth where dreams come true, or so they say. That's what I was told when I was a child. And I got to the airport and made my way in a shuttle, and we went down to a place called Disney Way. And then I got to this hotel called Paradise Pier, and it was just like so beautiful. I walk in, and there was Goofy. It was like a whole thing. And I was waiting for my friend, and as I was waiting for my friend, I was thinking about all the times that I have been to Disneyland, which was not very often. I'd only been a couple times when I was really young, so I barely remembered. I remember like two rides, maybe three, and that was it. So I was really excited to see it in my adult life and just see like how magical it actually is. And so my friend finally got there, and then we went to bed. The next day, we pull up to the gates, and I was just like in awe. It was breathtaking. I loved all the decorations, and it was so beautiful, and it was just so, it was magical, and I wasn't even in the park yet. And so today, I'm going to tell you about the magical, nostalgic, and mechanical efforts that is put into Disneyland to make it the happiest place on earth. The first thing I want to talk about is the magical atmosphere. Like, they have such a wonderful like effort in their like business as far as like who they hire and why they hire them. And actually, according to Business Insider, they employ 70,000 cast members, is what they call them, just for their Florida park. So you can imagine that there's just millions of people, not millions, but thousands of people to make this experience super great. And one experience I had with that was bringing my daughter. We went to the Bippity Boppity Boutique, and she had a fairy godmother, and she got to pick out a dress, and the fairy godmother was so nice. She had such a sweet voice, and she was talking about how Tinkerbell made pixie dust for her nail polish, and how Ariel got jellyfish jelly for her hair, and they just made it so magical, and they had like magic mirrors, and it was so wonderful. They really made her feel like a princess, and I just thought that was so beautiful and so magical. And then the next thing I want to talk about is the nostalgia that you feel when you go to Disneyland. You can't tell me that when you're walking down Main Street of Disneyland, you don't feel some type of way. I can remember being like a kid and just seeing Mickey Mouse for the first time, or any character or any story that, and just being in complete awe as a kid. And really, that's what business, as according to Daps Magic, that's what Disney really sells themselves on, is being like a place where dreams come true. And I think they really sell it, and they really do it, and they make it happen. And that has a lot to do with cast members being really well trained to doing that as well. And I just think about being a kid and like walking down, and like as an adult, you see these characters and you know they're people and characters, so it's like whatever. But like you still feel that like sense of like child love that you had, and you see these kids with them, and you're just like, they think they're real and they love them, and that is real to them, and that's so amazing to me. And the last thing I want to talk about is the mechanical efforts that they put into Disneyland, because they do a lot. Their animatronics are amazing, and they are so, they put so much effort into it. And according to Jason Sorrell, who wrote a Pirates of the Caribbean book from the magical kingdom to the movies, he said that the original Pirates of the Caribbean in LA had actual like skeletons that they took from the medical center of UCLA. And I just thought that that was like super awesome, and they really like do the most to make it so real. And I mean, I'm sure that's now they've changed a lot of that, but even then, their animatronics in that ride are like insane. Like, I thought they were real. I was like, that's a real person looking at me, and I was shook. And their shows like Fantasmic and the World of Color, like in Fantasmic, when I seen that for the first time, because I never saw that as a kid, I was mind blown. They had a dragon, the pyrotechnics were insane, and I just think that is so crazy, like all the stuff that they do. And so for my call to action for you guys would be that I want you to never lose your inner child, and like really think about like the times when you were a kid and all the love that you had for Disney, and like just never get rid of that, because you always want to be fun and have a good time, and never get rid of the magic. And as Walt Disney would say, if you aim for kids, you're dead. Adults are just kids grown up anyway. And that is true. And for my final thought, I would just say that like I love Disney and I think it is so magical and I'm so excited that I got to experience it even though I don't get to go all the time. I have these great memories and now I get to watch my daughter grow up and have such a good time and have these magical memories as well. Thank you.